Throughout history, the title of martyr has come with a strict prerequisite. You have to die. It is an honor typically given in the quiet aftermath of a battlefield, a post-mortem recognition of ultimate sacrifice. Yet Prophet Muhammad pointed to a living, breathing man walking the streets of Medina and declared him exactly that, a martyr walking on the earth. The man he pointed to was Talha ibn Ubaydullah. If you were to look at Talha, you wouldn't see a rugged, desperate soldier with nothing left to lose. You would see a high society aristocrat surrounded by immense luxury. Talha's recognition as a martyr while still drawing breath suggests that for him, the honor wasn't found in a single moment of death, but in a lifelong, active state of surrender. Before the battles and the hardship, Talha was a prominent figure in Meccan society. He was known for his striking physical appearance and a sharp taste for fine, expensive clothing. His social status was deeply embedded in the local hierarchy. He belonged to the elite Taym clan of the Quraysh. Tracing his lineage back to the patriarchal figure of fear, Talha sat firmly within the aristocratic power structures of the Arabian Peninsula. He leveraged that social standing to build a sprawling commercial empire. During times of peace, his trade routes brought in compounding wealth, making him an exceptionally successful merchant. He had secured a life of total comfort and immense privilege. Which raises a compelling question. Why would a man holding all the cards willingly walk into a storm of extreme, brutal violence? The answer arrived at the Battle of Uhud. What started as a coordinated military engagement shattered into total chaos. The Muslim lines broke. In the confusion, Prophet Muhammad found himself pushed into a corner, completely surrounded by the advancing Quraysh army. He had exactly 12 men left standing by his side. Talha didn't hesitate. As the Prophet called for defenders, Talha stepped forward again and again. In those desperate minutes, he threw himself into the advancing ranks, fighting with the intensity of an entire squad to keep the enemy at bay. The violence was intensely physical and unforgiving. Close companions were suffering heavy injuries all around them. During this very clash, Abu Ubaidah would permanently lose his front teeth, using them to pull metal helmet rings out of the Prophet's pierced cheek. With weapons flying from every direction, a projectile was shot directly at the Prophet. Talha raised his bare hand to intercept it. The strike severed his fingers and permanently paralyzed his hand. Seeing a man turn his own body into a human shield, the Prophet declared that Talha had made paradise obligatory for himself. He had given up his physical form for his beliefs, proving you can cross the threshold of martyrdom while still taking a breath. The life of a walking martyr extended far beyond the chaos of a cavalry charge. When the battlefield went silent, the demand for sacrifice simply changed form. Historically, Talha earned a secondary title, Talha al-Fayyad, meaning the overflowing. This was given to him specifically to recognize his radical, almost compulsive generosity. One evening, profits from an estate arrived, a massive fortune of 700,000 dirhams. Rather than celebrating, the sheer scale of the money became a crushing psychological burden. By dawn, Talha had arranged to give away every single coin to the community. His physical inability to hoard money reveals a different kind of death. He had actively killed his own greed and his attachment to worldly power. In his later years, Talha could be seen walking quietly through the streets of Medina, his withered, paralyzed hand hanging by his side. To a stranger, it might have looked like a severe physical disability, but to the early Muslims who knew the story, that hand was the highest possible medal of honor. This is why he didn't need to die on a battlefield to be recognized as a martyr. He had already voluntarily surrendered the two primary things human beings spend their lives trying to secure: personal safety and financial wealth. The titles he carried, Talha the Good and Talha the Overflowing, combined to form the complete profile of a man who held absolutely nothing back for himself. It leaves us with a quiet, lingering challenge. When we look at our own convictions, what comforts, wealth, or ego are we actually willing to surrender?